All right, so I'm going to wait a few minutes, let the stream rev up. Then what I'm about to do is give you guys an update and prediction on Monday. I'm going to run straight through the prediction like I would a video, and then give you guys an update on SPY, GME, and AMC. But Monday, I am looking to make a trade on AMC. So this is me personally. I'm not telling you guys to do anything. This could be very, very risky because of earnings, okay? This could be very, very risky because of earnings. We could see a potential crash, but me personally, I think we're going to see upside here on earnings. So what I am planning to do is actually make a trade on Monday, buying shares on Monday, because I believe it's going to be relatively flat here on Monday. And then after that, on Tuesday, I believe we're going to be seeing upside. So me personally, I am making a trade from Monday, a swing trade from Monday throughout the week, most likely on Tuesday and Wednesday. So again, I am buying shares on Monday. This is my personal opinion. Do not follow what I do, but this is why I am bullish on AMC for the week. So we're going to go ahead and show you guys why I'm bullish for AMC on the week. All right, I see some people coming in. Go ahead and drop that like for me. Drop that like. Press like. I appreciate y'all. Stream looks good. Good connection on OBS, so it should be all good. I updated my computer. I updated my SDD drive, So I updated my SDD drive, I updated my computer, I updated the browser, I updated all my streaming stuff, so we should be good for Monday. We should be good to go on Monday, rocking out. So Monday, I'm going to try to stream from market open to market close. So go ahead and tune in Monday. What's up? What's up? Tune in Monday. Hold on, this beat hard. Tune in Monday and for a morning to close stream. All right, bro. So let me get into this real quick for people who get bored. So basically what I'm looking at here on Monday, right, I'm expecting it to be basically flat. We have a fresh buy signal here on the 1 hour time frame. We have MACD slightly in the red. This is actually what I would want to see if I'm going to be placing a trade. Me personally, I like to buy at the bottom and sell at the top. So what I do is look for lows. I look for lows when I am trying to make a trade. Now, idealistically, this would have been this point of time right here so that would have been, if this is Friday, Thursday, on Wednesday would have been the best time to buy. But what I'm looking at now is possibly making a trade here in the earnings. So we have earnings coming up on August the 8th, earnings coming up for AMC on August 8th. And then we also have, I want to point out that we also have economic data, year-over-year inflation rating, core inflation rating, month-over-month inflation rating. We have all of these things coming out on Thursday. Now, I do expect this to be a major catalyst for the market, most likely to the downside. I am expecting more downside from the market. Again, the Fed is aggressively selling off their balance sheet. They are also, so the Fed is aggressively selling off their balance sheet, and they are also raising rates. By them raising the rates, this is going to have a lagging effect on the economy, 12 to 18 months. Therefore, we haven't even seen the first effects of the first rate hikes. And this is why I was very, very adamant that we could not go into a new bull rally. Let's go ahead and check out AMC and what I'm expecting on AMC here this week. So again, we are looking for the MACD slightly in the red. This is actually bullish in my personal opinion. It's not deep in the red. It's just slightly in the red. We have a fresh buy signal, and then we also have these ascending channels here. So I do expect AMC to hold support on these ascending channels, probably staying flat on Monday and then getting a pushed upside Tuesday. If we go ahead and look at the bars pattern, let's go ahead and pull up the bars pattern for you guys, pop on TradingView and show you guys what the bars pattern is calling for as well. But let's go ahead and focus on the technicals until then. So the first thing I want to point out again is that ascending channel. We also have the breakout of this expanding megaphone. You guys can see this expanding megaphone that we tracked here last week. We got a breakout of that here on Thursday and Friday. Retesting it Thursday and Friday. We have two retests here, which is very, very bullish. We got this push to the upside. This is telling us that we're going to see momentum continue to the upside. Let's go ahead and see if there's any other indicators that would tell us momentum is going to continue to the upside for AMC stocks. Let's go ahead and pop on the alligator, and we'll take off the super trend. You guys see how much faster my computer is now? All right, guys, so let's check this out. We have the alligator. You see how the bands are spread far apart. You have your green band, which is your bullish band, and then your blue band, which is your bearish band. You can see that we got that cross here on Thursday into Friday, keeping this momentum Friday. Friday was basically a nice push up and then a consolidation day, retesting these lows, which is very, very important. Again, you guys understand how I like to push up, retest, push up, retest, push up, retest, making sure that we don't crash to the downside. Like for an example with SPY, why SPY is going to be crashing so hard, and we'll get at SPY in a minute, but SPY did not check any resistance or support on the way up. So let's go ahead and check out SPY. All right, so you see you tested resistance here, 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 here. But once we got this rally and break out of the megaphone here, you see this bullish megaphone that we broke out of and retested here, we just started going crazy. And look, there was no real retest of support. So that's why SPY is going to have a very, very hard time coming to the downside. Also, we're starting to see the MACD flip. You see the MACD starting to curl to the downside. Momentum is changing for SPY on the bigger time frames. We'll get to that in a second. All right, we'll get to that in a second. But I want to show that momentum is also changing for AMC on the bigger time frames as well. You guys can see the alligator starting to curl to the upside. See the MACD. And then on the monthly time frame, we're also working on getting across here too. I'm going to explain the macro here in a second, but let's go ahead and talk about what's going on the smaller time frame. Let me check out the chat. What's up, Whimsy Chick? Happy Sunday. Hit the like. Thank you, Vince. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about, let me focus here because I'm on a live. I'm kind of jumping all over the place. So let me run this through like I would a video, and then I'll address the chat or any questions that you guys have. But let me run this through like I would a video so I don't jump all over the place. Okay. So again, the first thing I want to point out is the breakout of this bullish expanding megaphone. We get to this push to the upside again on Monday. I am placing a trade for extra shares. So my broker allows me to buy shares, which is called tax lots. So I can buy and sell specific set of shares. So I'm able to buy shares on the side while leaving my MOAS bag completely untouched. But basically what I'm going to be doing is buying shares here on Monday, and I'm expecting a push up here on Tuesday. Based off of earnings, a lot of people are thinking it's going to dump on earnings. Historically, that is what AMC has done. It has rallied into earnings and dumped afterwards. But me personally, again, this is not financial advice. I think we're actually going to see upside on this earnings. I do think we're actually going to see upside on the earnings date for AMC. So what I'm looking at is continued upside, basically consolidation on Monday, continued upside into Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week. Now we have indications that this is going to be the case. Again, the alligator showing us momentum is very, very strong. We have the breakout of that expanding megaphone. We also have this ascending channel. We also have this double bottom off of $4.50. We have buy signals all over. If we go ahead and pop on the super trend, you guys will see the buy signals we got for you. Hold on one second. All right, so you guys can see we have a buy signal here on the 4-hour time frame. This buy signal has not flipped since we got this push to the upside. This is extremely bullish for this momentum. The momentum we're seeing, this uptrend that we're seeing to continue to the upside. It's kind of hard to see here on Webull, but we were in this falling wedge. I don't know if you guys remember this falling wedge. We tracked it about 2-3 weeks ago. Before the run up to $8 that we had, we were tracking this falling wedge, and I said that falling wedge breakout would lead to $6.20. Well, that's exactly what we did. We retested $6.20. Got rejected. This was all in after hours. We came back down using $4.50 as support. This is extremely bullish. I want you guys to note that this is the previous range. So if we go ahead and move this line down, you guys can see we were trading in this range here, and we came, blasted up, and we came back down using this range as support, and we are now trading in this range, and look where we are now. We're way up here. Now if we go ahead and look at the bars pattern, I don't know why this is... Let me give this a second and stay on the screen. But if we go ahead and look at the bars pattern, I'll pull it up here in a second. It's going to show you continued upside on AMC. Let's go ahead and look at the MACD here. So we got a MACD cross here on the 4-hour time frame as well. This is more indications that we're going to see this momentum, this uptrend that we're in, continue to the upside. This is actually very, very bullish. Let's go ahead and look at the daily time frame. How high do you expect AMC to go after earnings? What's up, Benjamin? What's up, Bobby? Yes, so we're going to be, Monday, I'm going to be doing the live stream, open to close. It should be right around 9:30, but if I get on like 10:30, forgive me for that. Now, as far as trading live, I'm not doing any trading yet. I have to set up some kind of account because, first of all, we've all seen what happens to people before. First of all, they get doxxed. But, I mean, I'll be trading on my phone here. But as far as putting the trade up on the screen, I don't know yet. I don't know about that yet. But I'm working on something, some way, so I can show you guys maybe a paper trading on Webull or something like that. But show you guys how to I definitely want to do some live trading with you guys. So what I might do is set up here, because this Webull account is kind of basically a throwaway account that I have. I have a couple dollars on it, and you can do paper trading. So what I might be able to do is do paper trades with you guys side by side here live. But I am working on a way to trade with you guys live 100%. Know that. Know that. 100% I want to be trading with you guys live, doing the trades live and all that. All right, so let's point out the buy signal here. I don't know what's going on with TradingView. All right, so we'll give TradingView a second, and then, all right, so the only thing that we have to worry about here is this gap fill, but I want to point out that last time we had a squeeze, AMC had a gap that didn't get filled till way later. There was 3 gaps, but we also have this buy signal here, right? We have this buy signal here on the daily time frame. Again, this is telling us that bullish momentum, the breakout of this falling wedge, right here, the falling wedge that I told you guys would take us to $6.20. It's exactly what we did. This is, in fact, this is perfect, guys. This is perfect because, look, we have this falling wedge, right? We go into our consolidation. The breakout target for the falling wedge is $6.20. Okay, that's the breakout target for this falling wedge. We go into our consolidation. We hit our target, but look, we come back down and we consolidate to the upside. This is letting us know that this bullish trend, this uptrend from $3 is going to continue. So we're going to see an uptrend from $3 continue all the way past $6.20. This is the local high of this falling wedge, okay? So that means that this is a bullish continuation pattern. So you have your falling wedge, you go into your downtrend, and then you continue to the upside. This is showing us that we are going to break the high of $6.20, and momentum is continuing to the upside. We are also seeing that here on the daily time frame. And again, when in doubt, zoom out. The macro time frame is so much more important than the micro time frame. It's so much more important than the micro time frame. So what I'm also looking at here, Let's go ahead and check out GME. All right, I want to show you guys GME, and then I want to show you guys SPY. So GME is working on breaking out of this macro falling wedge. This is a falling wedge we've been tracking here for about 2 to 3 weeks. This yellow falling wedge we've been tracking here on the channel for about 2 to 3 weeks, continually retesting it and using it as support, retesting it and using it as support. And then we're also simultaneously tracking this larger wedge here, which is the wedges of all wedges, the king of wedges, the MOAS wedge. This is that wedge. That wedge is this wedge. So we've been tracking this for quite some time, obviously. This has been a 2.5 year accumulation cycle. And if you guys haven't seen my last stream, check out my last stream where I went through one by one, showing all of the reasons why AMC is bullish. I went through one by one. I do believe SPY is starting its correction. Yes, 100%. 100%. So SPY, SPY is showing us a shift in momentum on the larger time frames. This is what's very key to understand on SPY. This is what I need everyone to understand on SPY, okay? So the first thing, we already have a head and shoulders, okay? This head and shoulders that I predict to play out, that you guys see here, this head and shoulders that I'm predicting to play out is already, there's already a head and shoulders in play. So I'll show you guys the head and shoulders. All right, so it's a very rough head and shoulders. Right here's your shoulder, right here's your head, and right here's your shoulder. So there was already a head and shoulders. Right here's your shoulder. Right here's your head. Right here's your shoulder. And then your break line is right here. This is your break line of support. And we already broke below it. And we're about to reconfirm it as resistance. So that's number one. We already had the head and shoulders play out. This is a false break of this bear flag, okay? On the macro time frame, we have a huge bear flag. This is a false break of the bear flag. We had a false break to the upside. You can see that we had this breaking out of it once. Then we had a false break right here. When we go back inside of this bear flag, SPY is going to crash. Now, on my videos as of late, I've been telling you guys that I think we're going to see a pop to the upside and then a final capitulation down if we use this level as support. But there's a very good chance that we don't even do that. There's a very good chance that we just tank. There's a very good chance that we just tank. If we go ahead and look on the daily time frame, we had a bearish engulfing candle. So we got to look at this bearish engulfing candle here on the daily time frame. You guys see this bearish engulfing? This was confirmed when we closed below it. So when you seen price close below this bearish engulfing right here, this candle here, this confirms this bearish engulfing, that momentum is changing to the down side. Now, if we go ahead and look on the daily time frame, you guys will see another bearish engulfing starting to form on the weekly time frame. So we went from the daily time frame to the weekly time frame. We're starting to see another bearish engulfing form here on the weekly time frame. If we can close below 446 this week, that is going to confirm that bearish engulfing on the weekly time frame, which is telling us momentum is shifting on a larger macro time frame, and that is something you definitely want to pay attention to as a trader and investor. What I'm also looking for are these buy and sell signals to switch. So we can see we have a huge buy and sell signal on the daily time frame. On the super trend, we've had this ever since that rally breaking out of the expanding megaphone. So you guys can see we tested the expanding megaphone here, and then we got the buy signal on the daily time frame. We've been going up ever since. Same thing on the weekly time frame. You test the expanding megaphone. We tested it right here. Went up ever since, got the buy signal here. When these two buy signals, the daily and weekly time frame, flip on the super trend, that is going to be a definite sign that momentum has changed. The super trend is actually a really good indicator because it lags ever so slightly. So it's a really good indicator to use for trading because you're not going to catch the exact top and the exact bottom, but you're going to be in a good range where it's safe to make profit. The super trend is actually a really good indicator that you can use for absolutely free for trading. All right. Happy Sunday, everyone. What is your price targets for the end of August? All right, let me clean this up because this is a mess. Let me check on but yeah, I do think we're going to see a major correction on SPY. Major correction. And then I went through all the psychology already. This is a big thing, everyone. The psychology of the market. This will really help you guys if you are looking for making your trading better and becoming a better trader. Use the market psychology cheat sheet. This thing is gold. It really helps you identify the bottoms and the tops. It is because you'll notice as the longer you'll be in the market, you'll notice that it's very, very hard to actually do the opposite of the herd. As a human, you naturally want to follow the herd, and it is very, very hard to do the opposite of the herd. We're just going to get rid of trading view for now. All right, I'm going to run through one more time. I'm going to run through all of the reasons why I think. And if you guys have any questions, go ahead and ask any questions. BTC is showing strong support here. All right, all right. Let's see what's popping. So as far as end of August, it looks like if someone asks, let me see, price target for the end of August. So August is basically a day of consolidation, but after earnings, how high do you expect AMC to go up after earnings? So AMC after earnings, I'm expecting at least a $6 price target. I think we're going to hit $6 again. I think we're going to have a sharp pullback after that and then consolidate into the consolidation period, which leads to MOAS. I don't know if you guys noticed, but Shiba Inu is up. Shiba Inu is up. I don't know if you guys hold any crypto, but Shiba Inu is up 13, 15% around that range. All right, we're going to check out the MOAS roadmap. We're going to check out, let's look at Ape. I haven't talked about Ape in a while. Let me look at Ape and say what's going on with Ape. So Ape, still the same thing, guys. Still the same thing going on with Ape. Ape, I do think, is going to be running with AMC. Ape is also in this uptrend. This is a macro uptrend. We had this bottom off of the $1.50. It's been in a bullish weekly accumulation ever since here on the MACD. RSI isn't very high at all. RSI is only trading at 47, so you got plenty of room to run on the RSI. We came up and tested $2.50, got rejected from that, but came back down, finding support here at that $1.60 level. I do think it's about to come back up for another $2.50 retest. This is what I'm looking for Ape to do, to test about $2, $2.50 around that region. When it does come back up here to test $2, $2.50, I think it's going to actually break through this time and see a push to the upside. Now, there's a gap fill here on Ape on the daily time frame at $3. Let me go ahead and check out the gap fill to make sure what time it is. I think it's $3.16. I can even get up that high. $2.60. There's a gap fill at $2.60. And I do believe that this cup and handle pattern is going to be playing out. This is a macro plan right here. This is a macro pattern. Macro is much more reliable than the micro. You guys can see this cup right here coming around to form your handle. Again, coming back up to our break zone of $2. Once we break that $2 resistance zone, you could see a nice push up again, filling that gap at $2.60, possibly $3. This is also in coincidence with AMC setting up for a larger move and GME setting up for a larger move. So we've been tracking this wedge here on GME again, the macro wedge, and then also the micro wedge marked in yellow, the macro wedge marked in turquoise. You guys can see that we continually use that as support. This is extremely bullish for another push to the upside for GME. And it looks like possibly what we could see is a breakout of this week, moving to the upside. But what the barge pattern is calling for is a retest of this 20. Let's see. Let me make the exact call. What the barge pattern is calling for is, I'll show you guys. So basically, we push up one more time, getting a clean bounce, and then the barge pattern shows us retesting this zone one more time, which would actually be like perfect. And then it shows us lifting off. So that's what we want to see on GME. Probably coming back down to retest that $20 mark. So I'm expecting a pop to the upside, coming back down, retesting that, and then getting another push to the upside on GME. What do you mean? Stream says good connection. No sound. It says good connection. One side of the sound is off. Hold on. Hold on. Yeah, I might need to switch that. I got that Spectrum, bro. That drawly right now. It says good though on YouTube. It says good on YouTube and good on OBS. Let me check how much that shit is. All right, well, I'm going to keep rocking out. All right, so Ape. So we're expecting a run up for GME, Ape, and AMC. A crash for SPY. I do think SPY is going to decouple from AMC. You guys already know why. The technicals are telling us that. The fundamentals are telling us that. So you want to look at technicals, fundamentals. There's technicals. There's fundamentals. What was the third one? It's like a bar stool. It's a bar stool analogy. A guy explained it really well. Technicals, fundamentals. But he explained that really well. I wish I could drop that knowledge on you guys right now. He explained it really well. How technicals, fundamentals, and then data. I forget what the third data set was, but they play a role in holding the support up. And we can see that the technicals are telling us that SPY is going to be bearish. We can see that the fundamentals are telling us SPY is going to be bearish. I think he used macro. All right. Let's do this. should help. Got to get this ready for Monday. All right, but on Monday, again, this is not financial advice, but me personally, I am placing a trade. I do think we're going to see upside here on August the 8th again. And as far as weekly predictions on AMC, my weekly prediction for AMC for the week is going to be a green week. GME is going to be a green week. I think SPY is about to see more downside, reconfirming that macro bearish engulfing that we're getting here on the weekly time frame. Let's go ahead and check out Shiba Inu. I think I have Shiba on here. All right, so Shiba is down 6% on the day. We had this ascending triangle here on Shiba that I pointed out. I don't know if it was in a stream or on a video, but I pointed out ascending triangle here on Shiba Inu. We got the push to the upside. What might end up happening is Shiba might actually have to come back down. Let me go ahead and test a smaller time frame to see if we got a retest of the resistance. If we didn't get so yeah, Shiba Inu hasn't not retested this resistance here as support. So Shiba has not retested this resistance as support. So Shiba might actually have to come all the way back down and retest this zone as support and then get a push to the upside. Do you think AMC squeezes before GME? I think AMC and GME. I'm using Webull. Webull and TradingView, yes. Shout out David. Shout out Dr. Green Thumb. Glad to see some of you guys are here to learn too. I appreciate that. My main thing on this channel is I wanted to teach people just everything I knew. I'm not saying I'm an expert or anything. I just wanted to teach people everything that I knew and just share what I was seeing, because I was seeing such a different view on the market than what everyone was saying. So like, I always see things differently than a lot of people, and I noticed over time that being able to see things differently in the market is very profitable. But Shiba Inu might have to come all the way back down. I think AMC is going to run with GME. I think Ape's going to run. As far as time frames, I think they're going to be running together. If we go ahead and look at the bars pattern will tell you that they both run around the same time. So I do think they're going to be running together. AMC and GME are on the same algo. I know there's people out there, there's YouTubers out there that like to say AMC and GME are on a different algo and stuff like that, but they're not. They're the same algo. They track relatively the same. They do relatively the same movement in the same day. Now, as of lately, we have seen a lot of volatility in AMC and GME. So, yeah, there has been days where, like, GME has been red and AMC has been green, or vice versa, or whatever the case may be. But for the most part, GME and AMC, I believe, are on the same algos. Now, personally, I believe that it is good to hold both AMC and GME. You don't want to just hold one, in my personal opinion. That is not financial advice, but me personally, but me personally, I like to diversify. I like to have both AMC and GME. Now, I might be crazy, but I also hold BBYQ and a few other meme stocks. So, again, you might not want to follow me, but I hold multiple meme stocks. My biggest holding is AMC and GME and APE are my 3 biggest holdings on meme stocks. As far as my portfolio, I hold mostly dividend stocks like SPY, NASDAQ. I had Apple, but I sold Apple after the trade. NVIDIA, stuff like that, tech stocks, and then I just hold index funds. And then I hold like things like SQQQ and SPXU to hedge myself against the crash. And those all pay out dividends. So those are very, very good because those pay out dividends. And with those dividends, you can receive a passive income every month. Also, another strategy that I use that I want to teach people, it's very, very easy. All you have to do is put your money, your savings account, the money that you save on the side, your little emergency stash, your little emergency bag, your dry powder, whatever the case may be. All you have to do is put that into a high-yield savings account. That high-yield savings account, if let's say you have $1,000, will pay you about $50 per month. If you only have $1,000, it will pay you $50 per month roughly if you make about 5.5% APY. So you make 5% APY, you get that $50 per month just for holding your cash there. Then another thing I'll do is get dividend payments. And then another thing I'll do is, no, I don't think GME squeezed already. That first squeeze, so let me finish this. Another thing I'll do is use dividend payments and then crypto staking. And all 3 of those things combined actually give you a decent monthly income every month. And that's not going to change your life or anything, but it's going to be a couple $100 to put in your pocket that you can use for whatever the case may be. Now, GME, when it comes to GME, I do not think it's squeezed already. The original rally was mostly FOMO, a gamma squeeze, and there was some smaller shorts covering, some very small firms that covered. Some of the larger firms were able to take the losses and also obviously caused the manipulation, which caused the buy button and stuff like that. But no, I do not believe that was a squeeze. I do not believe that short squeeze. I believe that we're going to continue to see the original shorts. I think that the original shorts from that run up are still in there. If we look at AMC, the short interest never dried up. When it ran to 72, short interest was at about 21%. When it did that run to 72, it dropped back down to about 14%, but never went no lower than 12 to 14%. There was always over 12% short interest on AMC stock. What's up, Eric? What's up, Trey? Dr. Green Thumb, shout out Brandon. GMBL, guys. GMBL is something I've been hearing a lot about. Listen, me personally, I'm not buying GMBL, okay? I know where that came from. There was a YouTuber, I'm not going to say any names, but there was a YouTuber that talked about this stock, and now this is all I hear about. Guys, you gotta pay attention, man. Like, do we know that guy? Do we know if he got paid to talk about that stock? Now look how much effect he has on the community. Like, I don't know if he got paid to talk about that. I don't see any technicals in GMBL. I looked at the GMBL charts. All I see is flat. So no, I'm not messing with GMBL at all, bro. Not at all. Yeah, no GMBL. So we got 45 likes, 65 viewers. If you can go ahead and press that like if you're just coming in, I appreciate you for spending your time here on Sunday with me. $50 a month for a 5% yield on 1K. Bro, I get like 50. Bro, you're getting $55, bro, off 1,000. Every time. Do the math. 1,000 times 5.5%. Do the math. Just in general, I hold 2 accounts, trading a Roth IRA. Roth IRA is tax-free and perfect for holding Moss money. That is a very, very good point, Al. That's a very, very good point. That's a very, very good point. Win $12. So I don't believe we will be. Yeah, GMBL is no good, bro. So $12. I believe we'll see $12 not until the squeeze event, which is going to be. I don't want to give any dates, but you guys already know if you've seen the video. We're not looking for this month. We're actually looking for next month. I know some people got disappointed about that. What's up, Lady Nora? What's up, Sandy Smith? I appreciate y'all for stopping by. How does the removal of the buy button affect the bars pattern we use today? So that's a very good question. That's a very good question. So the bars pattern came from before. The bars pattern came from before. That's actually a very, very good question. I'm glad. This is why I need to do more lives. That's a very good question. So the bars pattern came before the run-up. The bars pattern is everything leading up into the run-up and showing us what occurred before the run-up. This is for AMC and GME. So taking those fractals that happened before the run-up will not be affected by the buy button. But what will be affected is the overall height of the rally. So with that being said, we could actually see, and this goes into my theory, that we're going to see a much higher high for AMC and GME than the original run-ups. I believe the original run-ups are going to be looking like nothing compared to what we're about to see. I'm looking at the stream health right now. We have excellent connection. Let me check out. OBS is looking good. Everything's looking good. I should be going good. No lag, just flying through. Again, if you experience any lag, I do apologize. GME is set to retest. So I went over GME already. GME set to retest $20 again, unfortunately. So, you know, I got to keep it real with you. I got to keep it 100. I can't just tell you it's going to the moon. Not when, if the charts are telling me bearish, I got to tell you guys bearish. I have no biases. I just tell you what the charts tell me. You're not going to get no moon boy hopium here, but what we're looking at for GME is basically upside this week and then downside probably next week, or maybe throughout like the beginning of this week upside, and then through the end of next, I'm sorry, through the beginning of the week upside, and then throughout the rest of the week downside. So maybe like Monday, Tuesday upside, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday downside. What we're looking at. We're possibly working on a MACD cross here, and again, getting the bullish momentum we need. But it looks like we have a little bit more bearishness to work out. It looks like GME has a little bit more bearishness to work out, and this downtrend that it's in is actually going to continue. What we're going to see is a bounce, and this is what the bars pattern is calling for, a bounce, retest of macro support or resistance as support, and bouncing to the upside. And guys, don't get discouraged on GME. GME looks great, man. GME looks great. GME is breaking out of a macro falling wedge. You couldn't want anything more from GME. GME broke above this macro sloping resistance and has used it as support, not one, but two, but three, but 4 times now. This has been a 2-year resistance. Every time GME has rallied up to that mark, it has failed. We have finally rallied up to this line and broke it. Every single time we've rallied up to that mark, we have failed. Now, I also want to point out the cycle and psychology of the market. Again, this is very, very key to do the opposite of the herd. How many people thought AMC and GME were bullish after this huge run up, and then we came back down, right? I know if you guys were holding, you remember this. It came back up and made a bull flag. It made a bull flag on GME, and it made a bull flag on AMC. Now, technicals work, but bull flags have a 2 to 3 chance, okay? So there's a 30 or a 15, 30% chance that it's not going to work out. There's a 60% chance that it will, and that's why you have to stack technicals on top of each other to increase your odds. But it made this bull flag here. AMC and GME both had made a bull flag like this. Now, if everyone would have realized that this is actually the complacency stage after a massive euphoria rally, so we had this massive euphoria rally, which was everything you would want from a euphoria rally, was that run up to $500 for GME. That was euphoria. So we had that massive euphoria rally. Then we come back down, and then we get that bounce, right? We get that bounce. So we come back down all the way back down, but we get that bounce back up. So what's everyone thinking? Oh, the game is on. The game is on. We just need to cool off before the next rally. How many people were saying that? How many YouTubers were on here like, oh, this bull flag, we're going to the moon, we're going to the moon, we're going to the moon? Well, what happened? We got a rug pull of the century, which is what is about to happen to SPY. This is exactly about to happen to SPY. SPY's about to see a massive, massive rug pull. So we seen this push to the downside after we had that. And then we went into what's called anger, where people are angry. They're angry about their trade. They're angry at who shorted the market. Why did the government allow this to happen? Look at what anger says. Just read this chart one time, y'all. Read this chart one time and tell me, when you're learning trading and an experienced trader, you've thought these thoughts. If you are real with yourself, and as you're learning and growing and navigating the market and learn how to handle this thing, you have said these once or twice. Who shorted the market? Why did the government allow this to happen? Then it goes into depression. My retirement money is lost. How can we pay for all this new stuff that we bought from the euphoria rally? Anger, depression. That puts traders in the state of mind where they need to be to run this thing up. And this is how the whales move the market to manipulate people, because it's hard to see the bottom. It's hard to buy the bottom. That's why it's the bottom. Now we're going into the disbelief rally, and we're running up. And a lot of people right now on AMC and GME think it's going to crash back down. No, that's not the phase we're in, y'all. That's not the phase. We're going into disbelief on AMC and GME, and that's why people can't believe this. They're saying this is a sucker's rally. How many people, and maybe you guys can't see it because you don't have a YouTube, but I see a lot of apes. There's apes that have very strong conviction that will never be shooken, but there's apes in between that are scared. They have very high averages, and they're scared to average down. They're scared to buy this $4 and $5 AMC, which is ridiculous. That's exactly how they manipulate your psychology. Psychology is so important when it comes to trading, guys. You cannot underestimate how important psychology is when it comes to trading. Yeah, guys, I got to keep it real with you. No 12 till September, brother. Unless I'm wrong, I could always be wrong, and I'll happily be wrong about that. I'll happily be wrong about that. But unless I'm wrong, y'all, I wouldn't listen to any Moon Boys telling you 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying no names, but a couple of people telling me there's 2 weeks. 2 weeks we're going to squeeze. Nah. Me personally, I'm waiting till the bearish pattern plays out. Okay, I'm looking for each pattern, each iteration, and waiting for that to play out, and that's what I'm going to use to determine if we're going to see a squeeze. I'm also going to be using technicals and fundamentals. Bank of Montreal. Yes, so we've seen massive buy orders in AMC. Guys, I want you to understand that we are going into the disbelief rally. This is going to lead us to the next cycle. Look what GME is doing on the monthly time frame. Starting to get a monthly cross, guys. Let's point out some other things. So when you combine technicals with psychology, with cycles, and you stack all of these things on top of each other, that's what allows you to be correct all the time. Only when you stack these odds. All you're doing is stacking statistics. You're looking for data points, you're looking for data sets, you're looking for different things in the market, and you're stacking statistics till all the statistics are in your favor, so the odds are in your favor. That way your prediction is most likely going to come true. Your prediction is most likely going to happen. Why? Because you took all of the research and data, stacked it into a data set, and created statistics to show you that your outcome is the outcome that is most likely to happen. Now, there is no 100% in the market. Anyone telling you they're 100%, they're lying. There's no 100% in the market. But if you make sure that you're 90%, you're 87%, 95%, you're going to be good. And the key thing is with trading is cut your losers. You cut your losers fast. If a trade goes the opposite direction you think you're going to go, cut that, John. Cut it. Don't play around with it. Cut it instantly. But if your trade goes in the right direction, you let your runners run. And I'll explain that in a better sense, because you don't want to just let all of your profit run. You want to take profit. But what you do is use brackets every single time. And I'm teaching this on my class. The class is almost done. I know I keep saying that, but it's a lot more work than I thought. But I'm editing everything together, making sure everything's good, and making sure that I have the best product possible. Then I'm going to have a couple people test it, and then I'm going to put it out. But I'm teaching all of this in the class. But basically, you're just stacking odds and statistics to put them in your favor to make sure that your outcome is going to be correct. But you want to use brackets. When you have a trade that's winning, you want to use brackets. You want to sell off 20%, 20%, 20%, 20%, all the way up 5 times. Or 25, you could do 25 4 times, or whatever the case may be, but you want to sell a percentage and let your runners run and cut your losers fast. And you will make a lot of money in the market. You can just use super trend. You can literally just use super trend and patterns. If you just use 2 indicators, patterns, if you learn the patterns, candles, and super trend, that's all you need. You don't even need to be complex. As long as you cut your losers fast and let your runners run. All right, so I'm sure you guys all seen this being inside the AMC community. So you guys can see the OBV, on balance volume, which determines a bullish or bearish outcome. So OBV is a formula to determine bullish or bearish outcome. I'm sure you guys all know this. On balance volume is a technical indicator of momentum using volume to change to make price predictions. OBV shows crowd sentiment and can predict a bullish or bearish outcome. And then it shows you the formula. But long story short, we have this MACD cross here on the monthly time frame that we're about to get. Look at OBV ever since that run up. Nobody sold. When you see price going down like this, but OBV going up like this, that's called bullish divergence. That is letting us know that we're going to see. And the thing about bullish divergence is it's there and it will play out, but it's just when. Bullish and bearish divergence is always key, because if you see bearish divergence in a chart or bullish divergence in a chart, it will always play out. It's just when. And the thing about divergences is they normally are as deep as they are long. So what I mean by that is the length of this bullish divergence from here to here is going to be the width. I apologize. It's going to be the height of how much leverage it's going to be. So it's going to be this long, and it's going to be equally high. So that means OVB is going to be off the chart. That means we're going to see prices that we cannot fathom. Now, GME, break out of the macro falling wedge. This is why I'm so bullish on these stocks, y'all. This is why I'm so bullish on AMC and GME. And I've had the privilege of being able to study these stocks for 2.5 years. I have data on data on data on data on data supporting that we're good. It's the same thing as a bullish divergence. It's not when. It's not if it's going to happen. It's just when. When. When is it going to happen? Looks like we're getting very, very close. You guys can see we have our falling wedge. We go into our 2-year accumulation cycle, 2.5-year accumulation cycle. Get the breakout of the falling wedge. This is your breakout target based off the falling wedge alone. Just one simple technical. Off the falling wedge alone. This is not counting any synthetics. This is not counting short interest. This is not counting cost to borrow. This is not counting gamma squeeze. This is not counting FOMO. This is not counting shorts covering. This is counting the breakout of the falling wedge. That's $140 on GME. All right. Stream says excellent connection. OBS says excellent connection. Where are they getting shares to short? So I believe that they're getting shares. I believe that they're getting shares from synthetics. I believe they're getting shares from. Let's check out the data on that too. So we haven't done that. So earnings is August 8th, guys. And then as far as economic data, we have Thursday. Core year-over-year inflation rating, month-over-month, core, and then inflation rating. So we have core inflation rating and then inflation rating, year-over-year and month-over-month. That's on Thursday. I'm expecting volatility on Thursday. Watch the VIX. You guys already seen that. Hold on, guys. Let me send out some links real quick. Hey, if you haven't, please press that like button. Appreciate y'all. Please press that like button. And I want to say shout out to everyone coming and spending their Sunday time with me. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for coming and spending your Sunday with me. I hope you're having a great Sunday. And have a great weekend. Monday, let's get that bag. 1 second, guys. I'm just sending out some links. Apologize. We literally about to take flight, bro. Shout out Rick B. Shout out Rick B. Yo, we literally about to take flight, yo. I'm trying to tell people. Let's get rich Monday. Hey, yo, when I start getting the trade set up for y'all, maybe we can get rich, y'all. I'm going to be distracted on Monday, though. I'm going to be on my phone some of the stream. I'm going to let y'all know that for a second. Like, I'm going to be entertaining and all that, but I'm going to be on the phone for a second doing little trades and whatnot. Let me switch up the beat. Hold up. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Rick B. Shout out Rick B. Shout out Lion of All Trades. Shout out Whimsy. Shout out Day. Shout out Benjamin. Shout out B. Brown. Shout out AJ. Shout out Jerry. Okay, so let's look at some evidence showing AMC is going to take off as well. So I'm going to run through real quickly. Basically, technicals. We have multiple data sets. We have technicals. We have wyckoff. We have psychology and cycle. And then we have bearish pattern. So first thing first, your technical analysis, you have your falling wedge breakout. That will take you back to your all-time high. We can see that you've been in an uptrend ever since the falling wedge breakout. We also have this micro wedge on the smaller time frame, this yellow falling wedge that is taking us to our uptrend that we're currently in. Bullish, bullish, bullish. We're also working on a monthly MACD cross. Bullish, bullish, bullish. We also see OBV is the same way for AMC as well. Bullish, bullish, bullish. Bullish divergence in the OBS. This is a 2-year bullish divergence. It's going to be absolutely insane when this thing comes home to roost. We also have massive amount of FTDs. We also have massive amount of short interest. What is this? I had an ad blocker on before, and that's why I never seen that. Short interest is at 29.05%. And days to cover, 7.21 days. 150 million shares shorted. AMC's current cost to borrow, 210. Max Payne is going to be $5 for next week. I think we're going to beat Max Payne. We'll check on Monday, though. It sometimes updates on Monday, so we'll check on Monday. 0 shares available to borrow, and then we're probably going to have a nasty gamma ramp. And then also we have institutional buying. Let me find what did I put? I put So I forget what I looked up, but it was a way to show institutions. It showed a bunch of institutions had recently bought. Hold on. Look at this. Okay. Number of AMC shares bought versus sold by hedge funds. Look at this, guys. It's up 39% right now, y'all. I'm telling y'all, bro, something is coming, bro. And this correlates with what we've been seeing. I've been seeing large buy orders here down here. Look at this volume spike on the weekly time frame. This volume spike is almost as big as when we had this rally to the upside. And this is just 1 week. We have a lot of volume down here. And we also have this wyckoff accumulation playing out. All right, so this is wyckoff accumulation. It starts here. It starts here. This is your PS. This is your CS. This is your PS. This is your CS. Then you go up into your AR. This is your AR. Your AR. Then you come down into this hump shape. You go down into that hump shape, which leads you to your spring. So you go into that hump shape, which leads you to your spring, which we currently see in our spring. And that means we're going to see upside from the spring. So now that AMC has already hit its spring, that means we're going to continue to the upside. This uptrend marked in blue that you guys see here is going to continue. We are going to see this continue, and we're going to return all the way back to this blue point of $18. Because if you notice your wyckoff accumulation, you return back to your point that you start. I also want to point out a macro double bottom. You have bottom number 1 here, $3.70. Bottom number 2, and then possibly bottom number 3. This isn't as low. This only goes down to $4, but this goes down to $3.80, and this goes to $3.70. This one goes to $4, but you have bottom number 1, bottom number 2, bottom number 3. That takes you all the way back up to that $16 mark. There's technicals. There's wyckoff accumulation. There's also psychology, which I showed you guys the cycles. You go up into euphoria. You go into your complacency stage. You drop down. Everyone thinks we need to cool off before the next bull rally. We get rug pulled, go into anger, go into depression. Then you start getting your disbelief, rally right here, and start going back into your bull cycle, which is exactly correlating with the technicals of the MACD. And again, this is why I'm so bullish on AMC and GME. And then we also have the bars pattern. So we have wyckoff, we have bars pattern, we have technical, we have psychology and cycle theory. And then we have all this. 29.05% short interest. This is fundamentals. So we have our bar stool, we have our fundamentals, we have our technicals, and then what is the third thing, man? What is the bar stool, bro? Oh my God. I need to remember that analogy because it was genius. It was a great way to show you guys how fundamentals, technicals, and the third data set plays into price action. And it's called a bar. He called it a bar stool, and he used the technicals as the legs. All right. Yes, I could try recovering from my vacation. $5,000 would be fantastic. Shout out Night Forge. Shout out Night Forge. I appreciate you for being here. Thank you for being a member. Shout out Night Forge 13. I appreciate you. Thank you for being a member. I appreciate you. 1K per share would totally change my life forever. So you guys want to talk about price targets? You guys want to talk about realistic price targets? So based off of everything I'm seeing, y'all, I would say the price targets are going to be over, obviously. Let's start from the bottom. They're going to be over, they're going to be over the all-time highs. So for GME, it's going to be over, it's going to be over 120. And for AMC, it's going to be over 45. Now, based off of the data that I'm seeing, I could see realistically, now this is, don't get your heart broken, but a realistic price target is going to be, you know, 100, 150 bucks. Now, me personally, I think we could see, based off of the data that I'm seeing and the technicals that I'm seeing, I think we could see, this is a stretch, but I do think we could see $1,000 per share. I do think we could see $1,000 per share, and I actually think that I want to be conservative when I make these predictions. I want to be really conservative when I make these predictions. But with the evidence, okay, now this is getting more speculative, okay? This is getting more speculative. This is getting a lot more tinfoil. Due to synthetic shares, which I do believe exist 100%, I think we see evidence of synthetic shares every single day, with the shorting, with the number of shares that they're able to get, with the number that shares are traded during a day, one of these high volume days. Some days we've traded the whole float. So I think that there are synthetic shares, and based off of that, you know, we could see much higher numbers that no one could ever think of. Now, when you have to start looking at market cap at a certain point, and when I was doing the math on the market cap, and I'll pull it up for you guys so you guys can see. But if you do the math on AMC market cap, the highest it could reach is like $5,000, and that would take up all the money in the world. You have to take the shares outstanding and times it by the amount, and that will give you the market cap. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up. All right, so shares outstanding. Testing. Shares out. Testing. Okay. So shares outstanding are going to be number of shares outstanding. So 1.4 bill. That's a million. Let me see. 1, 2, 3. That's billion. 4, 9, 3, 183. All right, so if we take the shares outstanding and times it by $5,000, that's 100,000. That's 100 million. It's $1 trillion, bro. There's no way. That's a million. So that's 100. That's 100,000. That's 100 million. That's 100 billion. Yes, it's $1 trillion. $7 trillion if you get $5,000 on the AMC per share. It's not possible. If we go ahead and look at the largest company, I think it's Apple at $1 trillion. Hold on. All right, so largest company by market capitalization. One, two. That's 100,000. That's 100 million. That's 100,000. That's 100 million. It's 2 trillion. So yeah, we would be larger than Apple by 5 trillion. This is $5,000 or $5,000 per share. That's the question. I was just explaining that earlier, guys. The MOAS is not is 100% assured. It's just win. Now, the same thing I was talking about bullish divergence. I was telling you guys about bullish divergence, bearish divergence. They play out. It's just the question is when. But the fact that we're seeing this bearish or bullish divergence so long in the OBS and so long in other indicators is showing us that this run is going to be crazy. Remember, divergences always play out, but they play out as long as they are. That's going to be the height. That's going to be how deep they are going to be, if that makes sense. Let's do AMC times $1,000 per share. $1,000 per share is realistic no matter what anyone tells you. You're still not even as big as Apple at 1,000. $1,000 per share is realistic. I don't know if you guys can see this. That's at 1,000 a share. This is at 5,000 a share. $1,000 a share is possible, y'all. As far as time frames, guys, I'm telling you guys, to be honest with you, man, as far as time frames, y'all, like I told you guys, September, man, that's what I'm thinking it's going to be. I don't want to break anyone's heart or get anyone hyped up, but I'm looking at September based off what I'm looking at. Me personally, I told you guys already, I'm just going to follow the bars pattern. I'm going to wait till that fractal plays out the way it's playing out because it's tracking so accurately. I'm going to continue letting that play out, and then I'll start looking for squeeze when we get closer to the end of the bars pattern. I'm also going to be looking for key technicals, and then, of course, which is going to be a lagging indicator, key price targets. Of course, $8 to $12. Once we break $8 to $12, that's going to be one of my signs that we're squeezing. And then, of course, there's another trigger at $20, which is going to be a sign that we're squeezing as well. So 8 to 12 and then $12. Once we pass those are both going to be signs of squeeze. I do believe once we pass 8 to $12 and $20 that we're going to not come back down. We're going to continue back to the upside, maybe come back down, use them as support or whatever the case may be. But I believe that it's going to be an uptrend from those points, from those price points. But as far as when, the best I can give you guys is the bars pattern, because I don't want to sit there and put out dates without any information, without any factual basis. And second of all, you don't really want to try to say a specific date because trying to get this thing to the day is gonna be crazy. You want to give more of a weekly time frame if you are going to do that type of thing, in my personal opinion. But as far as time frame, I'm still looking at September, end of August at the earliest. I know there's another YouTuber saying that we're going to squeeze in 2 weeks, but I would beg to differ to say that that YouTuber hasn't really been right about anything ever. I'm not trying to be mean, but name one right call that that YouTuber has made that's not been one. It's just been disappointing people, getting people hyped up, telling people there's a bull run coming, so getting people rug pulled. So I would say, as far as time frame, me personally, I'm waiting till the end of August, mid-September. Hill House said if all the bad actors would take their fat thumb off of the scale. So I would say that they're actually setting up to go long. I think that they're setting up to go long now. We're seeing a lot of hedge funds buy. You guys seen that institutional buying of AMC? It's up 39%. Look at this. And this is in the last. This is Q1 of 2023, and this is Q4. Of 2022 and 2021. Q1 and Q4. So over Q1, they bought a lot. We're moving into Q2. Up 100 funds with AMC in top 50 positions. Look, a lot of funds are going long on AMC, y'all. It's up 125%. Hedge funds with moderate strikes in AMC up 200%. A lot of hedge funds are going long, y'all. Look, BlackRock. Virtue sold. Someone said about Tesla. So Tesla, I had said when it ran up to about 300, I told everyone that it was coming back down. We can look at Tesla real quick, though. All right, so we're going to look at Tesla. All right, so Tesla, I had made a call for 260. Tesla had made a nice run here. Tesla made a nice run here to about 300 or it was 300, and I told everyone that it would be coming back down to 260. It looks like it did complete that. Currently at 250. Yeah, currently at 253. This kind of looks like a... This kind of looks like a head and shoulders, y'all. So you have a gap fill here. Look, right here's your shoulder, right here's your head, right here's going to be your next shoulder. You got to sell. Man, Tesla looks not good, y'all. Okay. Let me plot this out for you guys real quick. All right, so I think Tesla's going to get a bounce. It might not even come back up to fill that gap until later. I got to check the smaller time frame. Hold on. I got to see context real quick. Looking super bearish. Okay, so Tesla might not even come back up to, hold on. So Tesla might not even come back up to fill this gap, guys. This gap might not get filled till much, much later. It looks like it's possibly going to get this bounce. It's not looking good, though, for it. But what I'm expecting to see most likely is like a period of consolidation here, then trying to retest to get back up here. If it can manage to break these resistances, I don't think it's going to be going over 300. I think it's going to get rejected from that level and see a movement to the downside. This is all going to be depending on if the market can make that move to the upside as well. If we can see the market start, pulling to the upside, maybe start getting some headwinds or some tailwinds behind the stock, giving a little bit of momentum to the upside. But I do expect basically a period of consolidation from Tesla. It looks like it's kind of making a falling wedge here. Let's go ahead and plot that out for you guys. So let me see if I can remember these hotkeys. It was Control C or Control, I forget. I think I did it. You kind of have a wedge here, kind of. It's going to be your line one. And this would lead us into your, basically what I'm saying. So you have your consolidation down, because this downtrend doesn't look like it's going to end just yet. It looks like you will find support here at $2 or 250. So it looks like Tesla's probably going to come back down to about 250 in my personal opinion. Maybe a little bit lower, have like a slight dip, and then fill this gap at 290 and then see a sharp capitulation to the downside. This is probably pretty accurate on Tesla if I was to say. Of course, I could always be wrong, but this is what I'm looking at here on Tesla. I do think you're going to see this wedge play out because it looks like momentum still wants to get a little bit more bearishness. Maybe even fill this gap first and then come up to fill this gap. So maybe extend this wedge down just a little bit and fill this gap first and then get this gap. But if you look at Tesla on the larger time frames, there's multiple gap fills to the downside. And then if you look at the momentum on the larger time frames, you guys will see that RSI is starting to you'll see that RSI is starting to not RSI, volume. You see volume is on this downtrend while price is in an uptrend. That's called bearish divergence. Okay, so you see the price is in a downtrend, or the price is in an uptrend. I do apologize. Price is in an uptrend, but you see price on a downtrend. That's called bearish divergence. That's letting us know that this rally doesn't have much strength. And also you can see how volume's dropping off a cliff at this top. That's letting us know that there's very, very few buyers at this level. So again, I do expect the bullishness because it's a bullish uptrend. So you're going to expect the trend to continue. Coming back down in this wedge, getting support here, getting a bounce, and then making a nasty double top right here and coming back to the downside on Tesla. You can also see that the alligators are starting to curl to the downside as well. Momentum starting to fade. So again, multiple indications showing that momentum is fading out. You also have the MACD here on the weekly time frame starting to fade to the downside as well. So again, not looking good for Tesla. I do expect it to have another top around this 300, 290 region. All right, so that's my opinion on Tesla. Did you talk about the market crash yet? Yeah, so I talked about the market crash. Basically, with the market crash, So a lot of people aren't expecting this crash. I don't think a lot of people are expecting a bull run. I know a lot of really experienced traders that are just now. I know a lot of really experienced traders that are just now starting to see. A lot of traders were calling for all-time highs. There was a couple of traders I actually look up to basically, and he was saying that we'll reach all-time highs as well before we go to the bottom. But I was telling him that's probably not the case. But a lot of people got caught up in the complacency of this market because this bull run or this bear market rally that we're seeing in SPY was so powerful that it switched a lot of people that were bearish to bullish. But that's how the market really hurts people. That's how the market gets the most out of people, because it's going to make all the bears get wrecked, and then it's going to make all the bulls get wrecked. This moving sideways like it's doing. Because if you look at what it's probably gonna do, it's gonna range. It's probably gonna come back down, and if it does not find support, you'll probably see a sharp drop down. But if not, it's probably gonna range for years. But I don't think we're gonna see all-time highs on the market for another at least 2 to 3 years at minimum. Especially if this confirms to the downside. I don't see an all-time highs on the, man, if we break 400, it's going to be a while, man. And that's why I had to warn everyone this time, especially because, sorry if you guys hear a little bit of noise. It's starting to thunderstorm outside. I live in a tropical climate. I live by the beach. But yeah, that's why I had to warn so many people, man. I had to warn everyone about this crash because it's going to be devastating. It's going to be devastating. And of course, we're looking at technicals telling us this. You can see the alligator starting to curl. I've already talked about the volume, how the bearish divergence in the volume. There's bearish divergence in the RSI. There's bearish divergence in the volume. There's bearish divergence in the RSI. We can see MACD starting to curl, letting us know momentum is changing. This is all on the weekly time frame. You can see volume dropping down. We're about to get this bearish engulfing here on the weekly time frame as well. This will be confirmed if we break lower than 446. We already have a daily time frame bearish engulfing confirmed, letting us know that momentum is shifting on the daily time frame. But if we confirm a bearish engulfing on the weekly time frame, guys, it's very, very obvious that we're not going to be seeing any type of rally to the upside. We've already had this head and shoulders play out. I showed you guys the head and shoulders. It was on the 4-hour time frame. Your neckline is going to be about that 5 or 453 level, which we already broke underneath. And then, of course, we had this bearish engulfing here on the daily time frame, which was confirmed after we closed a candle below that level. And you guys can see that that was this candle here. We closed that candle below this candle, which was this bearish engulfing, confirming momentum is going to the downside here on the daily time frame. And then we also printed a weekly bearish engulfing, which is going to confirm that we're going to have momentum to the downside as well if we break that 446 level, which I am looking to be broken this week. My weekly prediction for the candle prediction on the weekly time frame is a red candle for SPY. I'm expecting a green candle on GME and AMC. And then, of course, using cycles and technical analysis and psychology, I'm determining that AMC and GME are going to decouple from SPY. SPY is going to crash to the downside. AMC and GME are going to go to the upside. Bitcoin might go down just a little bit with SPY, but what I'm expecting the Bitcoin to do is rally and decouple from SPY into 2024. I'm expecting a bull run into 2024. What I'm doing personally is I'm taking a lot of my profits, a huge majority of my profits, and rolling them into Bitcoin. I've talked about this. I call this my master plan trade or my master trade because I've always was a huge proponent to say that AMC and GME were going to squeeze during a downturn in the economy. And it looks like that's exactly what we're seeing. We're starting to see recession. We are in a technical recession, but the government changed the definition of recession, which is just complete baloney. We are in a recession, okay? We are in recession by the definition of 2 negative quarters of GDP. We've had GDP go down 2 quarters in a row, 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP is defined as a recession. But the government went ahead and changed that because we all know lying Biden, not putting politics in this, but we all know Biden. I'm not even going to go there. But you guys know, so we're in a recession, okay? AMC and Jamie, I always said we're going to squeeze during recession. I believe that we're going to be able to buy assets up with MOAS money, but I believe that the most profitable asset is going to be Bitcoin. Real estate is going to be good, but I do think we're actually going to see a real estate crash shortly. I believe that commercial real estate is going to go first, and then residential is going to go after that. I believe commercial is on its way out, but that's neither here nor there. But as far as rolling your profits into something, I'm looking at Bitcoin because I believe that we're about to experience a hyperinflationary collapse. I believe that we're about to see, even if you guys don't believe that we're about to experience hyperinflation, you guys will be able to easily determine and see, no matter how old you are, if you're 20, if you're 30, you'll be able to see that things cost more as you get older. A house when I was 20 does not cost the same as a house when I was 20. A can of soda when I was 20 does not cost the same as a can of soda when I was 30. Things continuously cost more. Inflation is the long-term trend. Therefore, if you get a deflationary asset such as Bitcoin with a fixed hard cap, Bitcoin has a fixed cap. It's proof of stake. You cannot create any more of this. That is key because it's deflationary. If you get a deflationary asset in an inflationary environment, that deflationary asset is going to be worth so much more. And I believe once we see this reset into CBDCs, digital IDs, and all of that stuff, I believe that Bitcoin's value is going to exponentially increase because of that. Now, this might sound crazy to some people, but I believe we will see $1 million per Bitcoin around 2026, 2027. I believe that we'll see $1 million per Bitcoin at least by 2030. At least by 2030, we'll see a $1 million Bitcoin. And you guys can only imagine what that would do for the crypto market. Me personally, I hold a lot of Bitcoin is 50% of my portfolio. Guys, I apologize if it's getting loud. It's there's a lot of rain outside right now. But Bitcoin is 50% of my portfolio. Oh, sorry about the sound. Let me close some apps. All right, I closed some apps. It might be because the rain. So let me give it a second, and then I might end the stream. Let me give it a second though. But I might end the stream, and then what I'm probably gonna do is I have a party to go to later on today around 4 o'clock. So I might be able to drop a video for y'all. If not, I'll try to get one out tonight. But basically, I covered everything that I wanted to cover in this video about the trade that I'm making on Monday. I'm placing a day trade, a swing trade over the week. I'm also going to be looking for bullishness on the upside on the week. I do believe that we're going to see a green week on AMC. I believe that we're going to see they just changed the dictionary. I believe that we're going to see a green week on AMC, a green week on GME, a red week on SPY. You guys see all the technical analysis behind all that, the bearish engulfing, the momentum is changing. I think the live streams really help you guys see a little bit more clearly because I can explain a little bit more clearly and concisely on why I think the way I do. Also, I can communicate with you guys, so I like that a lot as well. All right, we got 71 likes and 70 connected viewers, so I appreciate y'all. Thank you for spending your Sunday. Yeah, I'm probably going to end the stream. It's starting to rain. It's starting to storm, and it's not looking good here on the YouTube side. So I'm probably going to end the connection. So let me shout out everyone and appreciate y'all. I'm going to head out, guys. I got something to do here at 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I got a little party get-together going, too. So let me get on out of here, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you stopping by. I will be live Monday. I will be live Monday during market open, so watch out Monday market open. Look out for that. Join me in the morning on my shorts feed for weekly or for daily update and predictions every single day on my shorts feed. Then also, I'm going to be streaming here on Monday, so check out Monday, popping in on Monday. I might drop a video later today, so if you guys want, check out for that video. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for stopping by. Shout out Whimsy Chick, shout out Primus, shout out Hill House, shout out Robert, shout out Lady Nora, shout out Default Player, shout out Hill House, shout out Robert, shout out Albert, shout out Rick B, shout out John. Shout out Night Forge. I appreciate you for being a member. And I will see you guys in a little bit. Starting out the storm now. I'm going to leave the stream up for a little bit, y'all. I'm going to let the stream rock out and talk to you guys. I turn the camera off, but I'm going to just leave the stream on and just talk to you guys. If you guys want to hang out for a little bit, that's up to you. I got to start getting ready for this little get-together I got going on. BTC looks like it's about to get a nice pump here. It stopped raining. That looks like a wedge. If you guys got any questions, go ahead and ask the questions. I'm still here if you guys are still here. 900 views, guys. 900 views. That's crazy. I'm going to just let the stream play out for a little bit. Talk to you guys for a little bit. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask. I'll leave it on for like another 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Hey, I just want to say, I'm glad to see all of you guys getting along too. A big part of this was making a community that was not toxic. I didn't want to build a toxic community because I know, like, if you'll see toxic YouTubers, you'll have a toxic following with them. But I just wanted good people, and y'all are all good people, man. I appreciate y'all. Y'all are all good people. So I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all having fun. I hope y'all have a good Sunday. I appreciate the chat.